I want to make a long-distance call to Dinah Shore in Hollywood.
Would you call back in an hour, sir? Dinah Shore's coming on the TV, and I don't want to miss it.
Well, I don't want to miss it either, but I'm gonna. I'm ill, Birdie. I got the pip.
Yeah, it'll be a pip, all right. She's got Pam Johnson and Peggy Lee, Sujata and Ahsoka, and then Mount Heidi boy Charlie Weaver.
Birdie, didn't you hear? Turn up your hearing aid. I'm Charlie Weaver.
Charlie? What are you doing home? You're supposed to be on the show.
Well, if you'll turn up your hearing aid, I'll tell you.
Wait, I'll turn up my hearing aid.
Look, I'm sick. I tell you, I got the sniffles, and I keep seeing little spots in front of my eyes.
Spots? What kind of spots?
Well, like you see on television. They're kind of cute. They look like little Chevys.
Unmistakably 59 in every modern line. Chevrolet, in behalf of your local authorized Chevrolet dealer, brings you live from Hollywood, the Dinah Shore Chevy Show.
Birdie, you there? Hey, you get her for me?
Yes, I did, Charlie. And here she is now. Dinah, is there anything
Hello, this is Dinah Shore.
Oh, is this me, Dinah Shore, the vocalist on the Eddie Candy Show?
Well, yeah.
Mount Heidi calling, hon. Ready when you call, Charlie.
All righty.
Charlie! Charlie, what are you doing in Mount Ida? You're supposed to be here with me on the Chevy Show.
Oh, Dinah, honey, I got the miseries.
Oh, honey, that's too bad. Hey, Charlie, can I call you back in a minute? About 2.5 minutes.
Hey, babe, how you doing today, babe? You look sort of shipshape to me, and I've sighted a few. Hey, babe, hi, babe, why not give me a try, babe? And maybe I'll make you mine, babe, 'cause I'm nuts about you.
Hey, baby, what do you say, baby? How about being my crew? I need a lookout to point some shady lookout. If you're sick of seafaring and want to try sharing a snug little cottage for two, then be my pilot to Love's dreamy island, 'cause I'm nuts about you.
Pretty baby, and what might your plans for today be?
Well, I'm lonesome on my own-some, and I haven't a darn thing to do.
People tell me it's the season when the girls like hugging and squeezing.
Well, for some dumb, goofy reason, baby, I'm nuts about you.
Pretty baby,
Hey, baby, what do you say, baby? I need a lookout to point some shady lookout. If you're sick of seafaring and want to try sharing a snug little cottage for two, then be my pilot to Love's dreamy island, 'cause I'm nuts about you.
I'm nuts about you.
Attention! I'll get it. Put me down. Really? Company dismissed. Bye. Oh, hi, Charlie.
Hey,
Thanks for calling back. Now, tell me, what's the matter? You're supposed to be here.
oh, I caught me a germ.
What kind of a germ?
A sick one.
Well, what are you doing for it?
Well, nothing. I hope it never gets well.
Do you have a fever?
No, Dinah, I just got a little grip.
A little grip?
Yeah, a briefcase, you might say.
Oh, Charlie. Yeah, you're not well, I can tell that. But, honey, don't you worry about missing the show. You just take some hot chicken soup and go to bed.
That sounds awful messy. You're the doctor.
Yeah.
Oh, here they come again, them spots again.
What spots, Charlie?
My glasses seem to be covered with speckles.
Oh, no, Charlie, those are freckles. Hi, Van. Excuse me just a minute, will you? Now, Charlie, you jump right into bed, and I'll call you later, okay?
Okay.
Somebody sick?
Oh, yeah, poor Charlie. He's home with a sniffle.
Oh, that's too bad. What's he doing for it?
Well, I told him to take a hot bowl of chicken soup and go to bed.
Chicken soup? Oh, Dinah, you know better than that. You're supposed to starve a cold.
No, you're supposed to feed a cold.
You know the old saying, you starve a cold and feed a fever.
You got it all wrong, Van. You feed a cold and starve a fever. Everybody knows that.
Well, actually, Dinah, neither one of them works. The only sure cure is hot water, a few drops of lemon juice, a little bit of honey, and a smidge of spirits.
Oh, if you're watching, Charlie, remember that's just a smidge of spirits, and don't go back for seconds.
That ought to make him feel better.
Happier anyway. You know, I may have to go to Mount Ida to see if he's all right. You know, he can't take care of himself.
Yeah, you might at that. Oh, say, Dinah, do you mind if I use your phone?
Oh, no, go right ahead.
Thanks.
You're calling her again?
Well, you know how it is.
Sure do. You want to be alone, huh?
Oh, you know how it is. This is the phone call. That's a setup for my number.
Oh, I had one of those.
Yeah. I'll call you later. Oh, my heart is beating wildly, and it's all because you're here. When I'm not near the girl I love the girl I'm near. Every fawn that flutters by me is a flame that must be fanned. If I can't fondle the hand that I'm fond of, I'll fondle the hand at hand. My heart's in a pickle, it's constantly fickle, and not too particle I fear. When I'm not near the girl I love the girl I'm near. What if they're tall or tender? What if they're small or slender? Long as they've got that gender, I surrender. Always I can't refuse them. Always my feet pursues them. Long as they're not confusing, in a pickle, it's constantly fickle, and not too particle I fear. When I'm not near the girl I love,
Hey, babe, what you doing today, babe? You look sort of ship-shape to me, and I sighted of you. Hey, babe, hi, babe, why not give me a try, babe?
when I'm not near the girl I love the girl I'm near.
You know, honey, you can't win them all.
I would have settled for just one.
Oh, wait get you one.
All right.
A few months ago, we had the privilege of presenting on our show two of the most exciting, most exotic dances we've ever seen. Evidently, you were as thrilled about them as we were, and I know you'll be delighted that they're back with us tonight to do a wedding dance that was originally performed by Indian court dancers in the 15th century. Imagine, that was even before the Taj Mahal. Ladies and gentlemen, Sujata and Asoka.
Hi. I'm going to use these cymbals to give you a rather interesting demonstration in sound. Now watch. When I hold the cymbals apart so there's a gap between them, and then hit them together, it's noisy, isn't it? But when there's no space between them, obviously you can push them all day long without making any noise. Now this demonstrates in a very simplified way the differences in valve lifters in the car's engine. Now, this hydraulic valve lifter automatically keeps the parts together. They're silently pushed when they're in use. Now, with mechanical valve lifters, there's a gap here, and the parts hit each other, causing noise when they operate. Now, we have proof of that right here. Recently, we took a microphone and a tape recorder and placed it next to a competitive car with mechanical valve lifters and recorded the actual engine noise. We did the same thing with a Chevy. But let's listen to the competitive car first. Now, that annoying clatter was the sound of mechanical valve lifters. Now, let's listen to the Chevy engine. Smooth and much quieter. Now, there's the big difference hydraulic valve lifters can make. And here's another one. They never need to be adjusted. Mechanical valve lifters should be adjusted every few thousand miles or so, and every adjustment costs you money. Hydraulic valve lifters save you money, and they're quieter. That's why Chevrolet engineers installed them in all standard car engines. Chevrolet, the only low-priced car that does.
I took a trip on a train, and I thought about you. I passed a shadowy lane, and I thought about you. 2 or 3 cars parked under the stars, a winding street, moon shining down on some little town, and with each beat, same old dream. At every stop that we made, oh, I thought about you. But when I pulled down the shade, then I really felt blue. I peeked through the crack and looked at the track, the one going back to you. And what did I do? I thought about you.
Next stop, Mount Ida.
Oh, conductor, could you tell me, does this train go near Charlie Weaver's house?
Why, yes, we go right by it. I'll tell you when to jump.
Thank you.
Cookie, lend me your comb. Now, let's see. That was chicken soup with a few drops of lemon. Teaspoon of honey. And 1 chicken. Cookie, lend me your comb. Hello, sweetie. Did I hurt you, honey? Let's see. And a smidge of spirits. You know how much a smidge is. Hope I didn't use too much. See, maybe I better taste mine out. Let's see, where's my ladle? Come, ladle. There's my little beach ball. All right, my ladle. Sure will. You have put too much lemon in it. called chicken soup.
Hello, Charlie.
Well, if it ain't Florence Nightingale.
Oh, yeah. I'd have been here sooner, but I took the Mount Ida cannonball.
Oh, you should have took the mini ball.
Oh,
Sit down, honey, and look a little peaked.
Oh, thank you, but now, look, don't think about me. What about you? How do you feel?
I'm over the cold, but I'm still just a little bit faint.
You're a little hokey, too. But I'm glad you're feeling better.
Well, I guess there's nothing like that chicken soup of mine to cure a cold. Yeah.
Hey, let me fix you something to eat. What do you got here? Where's the food?
That's here in the Victrola.
What's the food doing in the Victrola?
Because the records are in my icebox.
Gee, I'd like to hear your collection.
Well, they're the coolest.
Oh, Charlie, you're sick.
I had a seizure there. Oh, but Dinah, I ain't hungry. How'd you like to have a little coffee?
I'd love it. Shall I?
No, I got it all fixed.
Well, you're a perfect host.
I knew he was coming, see?
Yeah, you baked a cake.
No, I didn't. I made some coffee.
Oh, that's nice.
Say when.
Yeah. When?
It's the new instant.
When? Sir.
That's good coffee.
Boy, that is. Hey, Charlie.
Huh?
Is this a picture of your family?
Yeah.
Oh, my. Who's this?
That's Floyd, my sister.
Lloyd, your sister.
Yeah.
And who's that? This your
That's my dad.
That's your dad, I
Yeah,
know.
we all hated him.
Oh.
That's my little brother Norby in here.
He's cute. Norby's cute. And who's this little tall one here?
I don't know. She came to dinner once and lived with us forever.
Oh, you're such a kidder. Who's this?
Oh, that's Hepzibah.
Yeah.
Gallant nurse.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
She was at that recent unpleasantness at Gettysburg.
And the
Hit
middle
on
one?
top of the head, a mini ball.
Oh, really?
Been a little bull simple ever since. That little one is me.
Oh, it's cute,
Yeah.
Charlie. You were a darling baby.
Oh, yes.
Who's this?
I don't know. He sold insurance. But he was part of the family, I guess.
Yes, I guess.
Funny how we all look like Mama.
Yeah. Hey, you know something? I can't understand how come your mama isn't here taking care of you while you're sick.
We're not talking.
Why not?
She lost her fruit jar.
What does that have to do with talking?
Her teeth were in it. She writes me every day.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
What does she have to say?
You like to hear one of her letters?
Oh, I love her letters.
Just come today.
Oh,
I'll read it. You eat your coffee.
All right. I'll have to?
It's nice.
Yes, I know.
Dear Dill.
Dill.
Mom always said I'd wind up in a pickle. Things are fine in Mount Ida, she goes on.
Uh-huh.
Elsie Crack, you remember Elsie?
Yes, I've heard of
Oh,
that.
yeah. Elsie Crack dropped by yesterday. My, that girl is ugly.
Oh.
She'd like to get married, but I don't think she will. She's been turned down more times than a bedspread. She looks like one, too. I remember once when Elsie made a terrible mistake. She powdered her face with self-rising flour, went out in the hot sun, and broke out in little biscuits. This didn't upset anybody, though, because her nose looks like a pot roast anyway. Everybody here is so happy for Delbert Swine. You remember Delbert?
No, I don't.
Oh,
I
I don't know him either.
Yeah.
When Delbert was born, he was an unwanted child. Now that he's 18, he's wanted in 24 states. Leonard Box, you remember that?
Oh, Leonard, he's quite a commentator.
Oh, he's a lovely fellow.
Yeah.
Leonard Box is going to start up a new business. Well, he claims he'll make $1 million. He's going to feed his sheep scrap iron so he can raise his own steel wool. His other idea, that was last year, didn't work out so good. He was trying to sell folks damp Kleenex for instant spitballs. It didn't work, though.
No, I like the breaking out in biscuits, so he could do that.
Oh, he did it all the time. Bertie Rod dropped in this morning. My, she's such a lovely girl with all that beautiful long blonde hair way down her back. Too bad she doesn't have any on her head.
You just made that up.
Oh, yeah. We used to call her cue ball. Grandma, remember? Remember, Grandma? Eat your coffee, honey. Grandma Ogg, you remember her?
Oh, yes, I heard of Grandma.
She says she's going to divorce Grandpa Ogg if he doesn't cut off his beard. She says his beard is so big she has to kiss him through a straw.
What?
Grandpa is getting terribly nearsighted, you know, she says here. Yesterday, he jumped off the porch and killed a stick with a snake. We've been having some terrible windstorms here in Mount Ida, she goes on. Friday, the wind blew so hard, our old hen laid the same egg 9 times. Oh, my mother's a caution. Keep writing them to me, Mama, like that.
Oh, no.
Well, son, I must close now and go help your father. Last night we were having waffles and I sent your father out for hunting. He came in later with a big blonde on his arm. I said, you call that honey? And he says, I don't call it Aldred. The Swanson Ointment Company is drilling for ointment on our back 40, and if they strike it, we'll be the richest people in Mount Ida.
Oh, my goodness. Isn't that wonderful?
Wouldn't that be something?
Oh, you'd be so rich.
Imagine Charlie Weaver with money.
Oh,
A playboy.
yeah, and I think I like you better the way you are.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Oh, that sleepy so quick.
I know you did.
Coffee off for
I know. Well, come on, Charlie. It's past your bedtime now. You haven't been feeling well. We got to remember that.
Oh, I got a bug.
Yes, you have. There you are.
Dinah,
Hmm?
tell me a story.
You go to sleep, and I'll look in on you later.
Yeah.
Go right to sleep. Nighty-night now.
There goes a sweet little vocalist. If that ointment well comes in, I wonder if it'll change me all that money. Nah, I'll still be the same lovable old... Maybe I'll buy a new beach ball. A new suede one. Yeah, and a combination Victrola and deep freeze. That'd be nice. And a brand new kitchen with hot and cold running chicken soup. Maybe a few servants. Yeah.
We'd ought to bake a sunshine cake. It does more good than a big, thick steak.
How do we start?
Start with a tablespoon of trouble.
Then what?
Then add a smile and let it bubble.
We ought to bake a sunshine cake. It isn't really so hard to make. Fresh tears, a pound or two of pleasure. Kind words, you needn't use a measure cup.
It's not from a recipe book
You don't have to be a good cook.
or run to the oven and look.
With such a simple dish, all you do is wish. So why not bake a sunshine cake? Of course, it may keep your dreams awake. Friends say there's nothing like the flavor. Don't wait to do your friends a favor. And for goodness sake, let's bake a sunshine cake. vitamin B. Vitamins L, O, B, E. If you're fat, it's for that.
If you're thin, pack it in.
What's wrong if you get a double grin? So why not bake a sunshine cake?
So why not bake a sunshine cake?
So why not say there's nothing like the flavor of
Friends,
wave
say
to your friends a waiver. Friends, say there's nothing like the flavor. And for goodness sake, let's take a sunshine
Hurry, Sippy. The master's having the whole family over for dinner. Is the wine chilled?
It's exactly 52 degrees.
Oh, the master's very impatient.
Places, everyone. Places.
If my pockets were empty and my house had no steeple, I'd still be wealthy, 'cause these are my people. I'm seeing them little Chevys again.
There may be other cars in Chevy's field, but they're not in Chevy's class. And you can see the eye-opening convincer at your Chevrolet dealers now. This is it. A four-door Chevrolet Impala sedan, fitted out to show you the facts about how much more you get in a Chevy over its nearest competitor's comparable model. Now, this cutout is the actual windshield size of the other car. And notice how much larger Chevy is. 480 square inches more. What a view. Now, there's been a lot of talk about space. So let's just see what the difference is between talking about room and actually giving it. This block is a little under 6 inches wide, and it represents the additional seating width you get with Chevrolet. And there's no squeezing when you get into a Chevrolet, because you get this much extra steering wheel clearance. It's easy to get in and get out. And notice how hunched over our young friend is. That's because this is where the roof is on another car in Chevy's field. Just look at the difference Chevy gives. One more thing. In the rear windows, Chevy gives you more than twice the glass area. 786 square inches more. More glass area, more hip room, more head and shoulder room. These are just a few of the many places where Chevrolet has the big edge. To get all the facts, see your Chevrolet dealer soon and try out this eye-opening demonstration for yourself.
Usually when we plan a show, everybody gets together on Monday, and we listen to the new recordings of the guests for the Sunday coming up. Well, this week we listened to records Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and it wasn't because we had to. It's because we really wanted to. We were listening to Peggy Lee.
Welcome. Well, thank you. And I thank you, and Capitol Records thanks you.
Oh, you're very welcome. I had to do that, you know, because we're both on the Capitol label now.
Mm-hmm. You know, I've heard a lot about your new album, Dinah.
Have you?
When's it coming out?
Well, as soon as we find a title for it.
Oh, well then, you're in real trouble, you know. Titles are harder to find than songs.
Yeah, I know that. I was thinking maybe you could help me.
Well, maybe I could. At Capitol, one of the main requirements is that the title tell a story.
Oh, yeah. What was the title of your latest album?
I Like Men.
Well, that tells a story, all right. Mm-hmm. That's a kind of a whole book.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
You know, I've got an idea.
What's that?
A title for you. How about I Like Chevrolet?
How'd we get off the subject of men?
You don't like I Like Chevrolet?
Oh, yes, I love it. What do you mean? I adore it. It has a ring to it.
And it ought to be a big seller, too.
Oh, my, it is. Do you know that Chevrolet leads the field in all automobiles?
Dinah, how did we get caught up in a commercial?
I don't know. It's just kind of my frame of mind, you know.
Well, as long as we're getting commercial, would you mind if I got a little commercial and plugged a recording that I just made?
Oh, no, I
Capitol?
wish you would for Capitol.
Thank you.
Have two of them.
All right. I'm looking out the window. I'm waiting at the door to see if you'll be coming by the way you did before. The way you did before. I hear them talk about you. They say you're like the rest. They say you'll never break away. And I'm just second best. And I'm just second best. I bought a dress to please you. I wear it every day. I wear it just in case you call. I wore it yesterday. I wore it yesterday. I'm looking out the window. I'm waiting at the door to see if you'll be coming by the way you did before. The way you did before. The way you did before. And if I call him on the telephone, tell him that I'm all alone. By the time I count from 1 to 4, on my door, every evening when the sun goes down, when there is nobody else around, he kisses me and then he holds me tight. Tells me, baby, everything's all right. That's how I know. Yes, I know. Hallelujah, I just love him so. Hallelujah, I just love him so. Hallelujah, I just love him so. Hallelujah, love him so.
Well, I love that rhythm, ooh, that rhythm makes me want to holler and shout. When they play that rhythm, fascinating rhythm, I know what they're talking about. Let me hear that rhythm in the morning, let me hear it night and noon. Well, they can play that tune from the middle of December clear into the middle of June, 'cause I got rhythm, music, my name, who could ask for more? I got daisies, daisies in green pastures. I got my man, who could ask for anything more? Oh, Mr. Trouble, he don't ever bother me, and you'll never find him hanging around my way. Not today. Starlight got sweet dreams. I got my man, who could ask for anything more? Who could ask for anything more? Not me, Dinah. No, 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 no. As long as I can hear that rhythm, I never need anything more. It gives me fever. Fever. 'Cause I got rhythm. Rhythm got I got rhythm. Rhythm got I got rhythm. Rhythm got I got starlight and sweet dreams. I got my guy. Well, I got plenty of nothing and plenty of nothing got I. Well, I got my song the whole day long, and I got my guy. I love that rhythm, I love that rhythm, ooh, that rhythm, ooh, that rhythm. Lazy rhythm, lazy rhythm, crazy rhythm, crazy rhythm. I got, you got, she got, we got rhythm, 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 rhythm. Oh, man, trouble, I don't find him. You won't find him round my door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, tap your feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, ain't that sweet? I love that rhythm, ooh, that rhythm. Don't that rhythm move your shoes? Low down rhythm, uptown rhythm, red hot rhythm, rhythm and blues. Rhythm, I got music, I got my man. Who could ask for more than daisy, green pastures? I got my love. Who could ask for more? Oh, Bob Trouble, I really don't mind. I never mind, and you will never find him round my door. Rhythm, I got music, I got my love. Who could ask for anything more? Who could ask for anything more?
It gives me great pleasure to present a story of discovery. Bright and early one morning, our hero set out to visit his Chevrolet dealer to see the new Chevrolet, a car of surpassing beauty of design, a car that shines like a shimmering jewel in sunlight, a car that travels smoothly as a floating white cloud. Our hero was happy as a nightingale in the time of spring. It's nice to say goodbye with happiness, because naturally he bought a Chevrolet.
And what could be more natural than to choose the car that's wanted for all it's worth? It's the only car in its field that's unmistakably 59 in every modern line. For example, only Chevrolet in its field gives you magic mirror finish with its high fashion colors and brilliant luster that lasts for years without polishing. And only Chevrolet has slimline design, the most distinguished look you'll find in the low-priced field. And Chevy's full coil springs at every wheel give you that soft, floating cloud ride Sujata showed you. And inside, luxurious, roomy comfort in the roomiest, most luxurious car in the low-priced field. Chevrolet. At your Chevrolet dealers now.
So may I suggest this? Visit your Chevrolet dealers tomorrow. It's such a beautiful car.
Maybe I'm old-fashioned, feeling as I do. Maybe I am living in the past. But when I meet the right one, I know that I'll be true. My first love will be my last. When I fall in love, it will be or I'll never fall in love. In a restless world like this is, love is ended before it's begun, and too many moonlight kisses seem to cool of the sun. When I give my heart, it will be completely, or I'll never give my and the moment I can feel that you feel that way too is when I'll fall in love with you. And the moment I can feel
We are Siamese, if you please. No, we're not. We are Siamese, if you don't please. We are former residents of Siam. We're something. There are no finer cats than I am. What do you expect from cats? Do you think that thing swimming round and round? Maybe we should reaching in and make it drown. If we're sneaking up upon a cafe, there would be some fish for you and some for me.
This lovely creature in the lotus flower, almond eyes are shining from a lotus flower. Or is only hummingbird a little bee? Or is creature real to touch and real to see? See the lovely lotus flower blossoming, pretty little petals gently opening. Heart of flower blossoming for us to see. Sally Weaver making like a bumblebee. Time to pull down curtains and bid on goodbye. Party set apart from all this time to fly. One more word from all of us to you we say. Hope is liking little show for Chevrolet.
Thank you. We ought to get another crack at that, baby, shouldn't we? We'll be back next week with my old songwriting pal, Johnny Mercer. And if Cliff Arquette has recovered from the pip, he promises to be back next Sunday with Mama. You gonna be here, honey?
Yes, sweetie.
All right. And to make things really jump, we're gonna have Harry James and his swinging orchestra. And to top things off, the star of The Diary of Anne Frank, Joseph Schildkraut, the most courageous actor of our time. He's actually going to do a dramatic scene with Dinah Shore. USA in your Chevrolet. America is asking you to come. Drive your Chevrolet through the USA. America's the greatest land of all. Come.
And now stay tuned to the Loretta Young Show, next over most of these same NBC stations. Next week, the Dinah Shore Chevy Show will again star Dinah Shore with Dinah's guests, Joseph Schildkraut, Johnny Mercer, Cliff Arquette, and Harry James and his orchestra. The Dinah Shore Chevy Show has been brought to you by Chevrolet, in behalf of your local authorized Chevrolet dealer, who invites you to pleasure test the '59 Chevrolet, the car that's wanted for all it's worth. Chevrolet also brings you the Pat Boone Chevy Showroom each week on another network. And now this is Joel Aldred speaking for Chevrolet in behalf of your local authorized Chevrolet dealer and reminding you to join the circle of safety and drive with care everywhere.